Hey guys, I'm back. Okay, let's go ahead and get into this Jess Hilarious, excuse me, versus the streamer N3ON. So a lot of people are coming at N3ON and they're also coming at Jess. And a lot of people seem to be more so coming at Jess. I think it's N3ON's like streamer fans or something. Anyways, let me just get you guys caught up and tell you what happened. So N3ON, went on a Breakfast Club to try to make some big announcement that he never made. But he went on a Breakfast Club, what he did not know, but he should have known that he was at least going to be grilled by somebody. And that somebody was Jess Hilarious. So Jess did her research and came to find out that this guy was not just a streamer, but he was like a racist. That's how she looked at it. And he was a racist because of the things that he said in his previous streaming videos. Like he would call girls monkeys and say that they're ugly and I would never F you if somebody even paid me to. And he would then go on other platforms and say, which race do you hate them, or which race do you hate the most? Trying to get the guy to say, oh, I definitely hate like black people, like black race or whatever. Like he was saying all these things, remarking to people of color. And Jess, she asked a few of those questions on the Breakfast Club, and she was just like, hey, so do you hate black people? Do you not like black people? He's like, no, I don't have a problem with black people. And she said, well, looking back in those videos, it says differently. And he was just like, you know what? I was just a different person back then. And it was like, well, how old are these videos? And comes to find out they're only 2 years old. 2 years. So it's not really even that old. So they then go into saying more things that he has said, like things about Kai, the streamer Kai, and Kai's mother, saying that, he would do things to Kai's mother and referring to Kai's mother like Harriet Tubman and all these things that are just so gross, disgusting, and weird in my mind, right? So, N3ON didn't back down to any question. He came back and he said, yeah, I just regret saying all those things. And he said, and I apologize to Kai, plenty of times. I even DM'd him, just to let him know how much I apologize. And he was just saying that he would say those things back then to get clout, by the way. He just wanted to get clout. And it was the wrong kind of clout. But, him doing those things got him to become not the biggest streamer, but a bigger streamer than what he was. So, Charlamagne, he asked a few questions. Charlamagne the God asked a few questions. The other girl asked a few questions. But theirs was not what can I say? Their questions was not what a certain audience was looking for. Jess Hilarious had the right questions, right vibe that the audience wanted. They wanted someone to speak for them, and that's what Jess did. So, because how Jess was coming at him with the questions was like, well, you got 2 black guys that are your security, and you saying that your mom, when she's not saying it in this way, I'm like putting it in my own situation, but he did say like when his mom see 2 black guys, she immediately locks her door and her house because she's like afraid that, she's going to be getting robbed or something. And just like, hey, you got these 2 security guards that are black. Is that how you see, the black? He's like, no. Again, he's answering all the questions. He's doing good. So after listening to this entire interview, reading his body language, reading Jess's body language, Jess was not having it. Jess, she is not racist. and she just does not like someone who says racist remarks. Based off of what I read, she does not like someone who says racist remarks and someone who was saying these racist things that happened only 2 years ago. She does not look at that as, oh, I'm not a racist anymore, or oh, I'm not, that's not how I see the world anymore. She's not looking at that. She's looking at, oh, you're a racist then and you're a racist now. That's how she's looking at it. And he's looking at her like a little shivery mouse. I was a racist then. I'm not a racist now. That's how that's how the demeanor is. Yeah. So how I feel about this whole situation, again, after watching the entire interview, I feel like he was suffering bad with identity crisis. And the reason why I say that is because I would feel different about this situation with him saying those racist remarks. I would feel completely different if this was like a white Caucasian man. If this was a Caucasian man saying these things, then it'd be a totally different situation. The reason why it would be a totally different situation is because it would be coming from a Caucasian man who was raised by two Caucasian parents, who has a fully Caucasian background. This is not it for this one. This is someone who is an Indian. He's an Indian young man. He's not a kid anymore. He's a young man. He's an Indian young man who was suffering from identity crisis. Now, in the Indian culture, mind you, in the Indian culture, they're not looked at as black, white. Their entire culture is looked at as brown. So he identifies himself, or his family does, as brown. And so for him to say these things about like people of color, because he don't know if that person was really like a black American person. That could have been a black Hispanic he was referring to. He just had a problem with people of color. And the reason why I think that he has a problem, or had a problem with people of color, is because of himself. Now, a lot of people who, self-hate is because they want to be something else. He seemed like he wanted to be one of those nerdy Caucasian guys, Caucasian little boys, like, because he wasn't able to fully go to school. He had to be homeschooled. So he didn't, he wasn't able to make friends. He had some type of like medical situation that was going on with him. So he had to be cooped up in his, in his house all the time. He did not get to like really figure out who he really was. All he knew was, ooh, this is how these people act, on the internet. This is how I need to act then, although, I have an Indian family, this is how I need to act. Like, he wanted to be a Caucasian boy then, because he's a man now, but he wanted to be a Caucasian boy. That's what I was seeing. And when he was 18, young man, he wanted to be a Caucasian young man. That's what I seen. I seen someone who suffered with not wanting to be a person of color because of how people of color are treated. That's what I seen. Like I said, at first, like seeing the clips and everything, I'm like, oh crap. Oh my goodness, this is crazy. I cannot wait to watch this interview. Come to find out, this is an Indian young man that's saying these things. A brown man that are saying these things. This is crazy. But again, it happens a lot. And the reason for this is because it's someone who is suffering from identity crisis because they don't want to be who they are. They want to be something else. So I do feel where Jess is coming from, because she made sure that he understood that he offended a lot of people, you know, in the community. Nobody is really gonna say anything defending him or any of that. But if someone come across this video here, I hope that they understand that I'm not a streamer fan, you know. I'm not, you know. I love my YouTube people. I love my YouTube type, you know. Shout out to the YouTube world, YouTube family. But streamers, that's their own thing. But what I can say is there's no way that this young man could be a fully racist towards people of color, because he's a person of color. That means that he's just deeply, well, he did. I'm not going to say he is, but he deeply hated himself. That's all it is. He just wanted to be a white guy, you know. That's what he would watch. That's what who he would stream with. That's what he would see that would make things go viral, is him making fun of people of color. And although he's a person of color, that's what it was for him. So yeah. But you know what to do. Go ahead and like, subscribe. Please leave your comments. I don't care if it's angry comments. I want to know exactly how you feel. Because again, I told you guys how I feel. So please share, like, subscribe, do all the things. And remember, if I'm winning, then so are you. And I cannot wait until you guys know exactly what I'm talking about. All right, bye.